How to turn hate into a beat. First, we need to figure out what hate sounds like. Doesn't sound too great. The first thing we need to do is turn this into a usable melody and or sound. So we're gonna cheat. We're gonna go ahead and use this cool plugin called Chroma. Now what this plugin does is it pretty much just routes any sound into a specific scale or key of your choosing. So we're gonna go ahead and route our hate into this plugin so we can have a usable sound for our beats. We will also be adding a convolver on top to add a little reverb. This is what everything sounds like right now. As you can see, a lot more melodic. I went ahead and opened up Edison and we're gonna go ahead and record what we have already. So we're gonna arm it and just record everything all the way through. You can also try to make one shots out of it by highlighting a part and then clicking this fade out button to create a one shot, which can be used to obviously make your melody. I'm going to be going ahead and showing you how to actually turn this into a legit one shot so you can make a full melody as you would as if you were using a VST. Here is our one shot in the playlist. From here, there are two ways you can go. You can go the easy way and just use Chroma to map this to a single key. It could be C, A sharp, whatever key you want, or you could double click, right click, and then go to the pitch corrector here. Now we're in new tone where you can edit the sample as you please. So the first thing you can do here is you can center it. And this is if you want it to sound super strict, super robotic, and you can kind of move these notes along the piano roll. As you can see, you can map it to C if you would like, but I'll warn you, it won't sound that great this way. If you guys want me to make a video on how to make these sound amazing, I can do that. Just leave a comment down below and I'll make that video. This is what it would sound like just if we just mapped everything to C. Okay, now it is mapped to C and it doesn't sound that great. You can add effects on top to do this to just make it sound a lot better. And you can also just click up here to send it to the playlist and you'll go ahead and have a sample that you can now use to make your melody. So this is what our one shot sounds like in the playlist that is mapped to C. But we're gonna go ahead and go back to our first one shot and use this as a reference for our new Chroma installation. Looking for a deeper learning experience? Check out our courses over at Producer Portal. And if you're new to producing, the Ultimate Beginner course is perfect for getting you up to speed with the rest of us. Now let's jump back into the video. First, we're gonna go ahead and map our one shot to a new track. Now on that new track, we're gonna go ahead and load up Chroma again, which I've already done. You can color code it as I've done here. Now that we're back in Chroma, we're gonna go ahead and take away some of these notes on our G sharp minor and leave the G sharp so that we can use this as a single note. Obviously you can map this to C if you would like to make it a lot easier, but just to stay consistent, I'll just keep it on G sharp. So this is what our sound sounds like now. A lot more usable. Now I've gone and repeated this process for a few more sounds so we have a lot more to work with. So this is the first sound we have and I just went ahead and cut it off a little bit. And then here's our pluck that I chose. And you can see these are just different parts of our original sound. I just cut up, decrease the decay a little bit, stuff like that. And then here is our lead. So now we're gonna go ahead and move on to adding a little bit of effects to this so we can make our melody. In order, here are all the effects I added to our one shot. So we have a fury chorus, a EQ, reverb, and a delay. And here's what they all sound like all together. Now we can go ahead and start making our beat. So first we started with the key. Obviously it's the first sound that we had. And all I did was just went with a very simple chord, just a minor chord. So after I made the minor chord, I went ahead and just did a little trick where you just copy it over and you pull it up 5. This will give you a nice chord progression for like a dark, hard trap beat. And then this is pretty much what it sounds like right now. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and copy our progression to our pluck. And then what I'm gonna do now is go ahead and just add one extra chord in between all of them and then take that mid note and pull it down 1. This is gonna give us a very dark sound. And of course, I'm gonna go ahead and do that on the other side as well. And then I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna go ahead and highlight everything and chop them all together to try to get something a little bit more interesting for this beat that we're gonna make here. And this is what it sounds like. Before we start our lead, I want to show you what I did here. So for this envelope within our lead here, so if you click this little button up here, you'll get to this setting. You want it to look like this because you want full control. So you want to pull the hold all the way up and every other parameter down. And then lastly, go to your miscellaneous functions. And you want to go to this polyphony function here and click mono. And this is going to make it so it plays like a lead. For my lead here, I went ahead and turned on ghost notes. So this will just show all the notes that you have made thus far in the background. And this will just make it a lot easier to make that counter melody or lead, whichever you want to call it. So what I'm going to do here is just use the same notes I already have, but I'm just going to use kind of a snake-like motion to create a lead. It doesn't need to be the best melody ever, just something to make it a little bit more unique. So this is what it sounds like now. Now I'm here starting the 808. I like to use 2 808s now. I just find it a little bit more interesting. So you can see me here just putting in a basic pattern and still following that kind of bass line. And I'll switch a few things up just to my liking, but as you can see, it's very simple. And then I'm gonna go ahead and take that side 808 and just kind of throw that in there. And I think these 2 808s mix pretty well and fit the vibe for this beat. So this is what the pattern sounds like. Also remember, our one shot is also on a G sharp, so some of the notes will be a little off, but when making a beat, sometimes you just got to go with the flow. So that's what we're doing here. As you can see, I'm starting the drums now. Now this beat turned out to be a lot more smooth than I imagined, so I want the drums to match that. So you can see I'm kind of just going in and just putting drums, really listening to it, and just putting the drums where I think they really should go. So usually I would mute the melody, but I muted the 808 for this because I don't like to ruin the end for myself. So I'm just listening to the melody here and just adding in the drums just so everything matches, the rhythms match up and everything like that. So this is just what the drums will sound like right now. And finally, we're done. We've turned hate into a beat. So here is the final product. And that is how you turn hate into a beat. That's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you in the next one.